Okay, so we're now on to ratio, looking at when you've got a difference between two ratios. So let's get into it. So the question says this: you've got Harry and Ed share money in a ratio of 3 to 7, and Ed receives £8 more than Harry. Part A says, how much money does Harry receive? Now, to look at this, again, like in the previous two videos, we're going to look at this, first of all, in a kind of numerical way and a more visual way. So the question says Harry and Ed, so H and E, Harry, Ed, share money in a ratio of 3 to 7. So there you go. And it is saying that Ed receives £8 more than Harry. Now, to really understand this, let's look at this in a visual way. So first of all, you can see that Harry's got 3 parts and Ed has got 7 parts over here. And because Ed receives £8 more than Harry, we are saying that this part here, okay, is worth £8. So these 4 chunks that Ed receives, because Ed gets £8 more than Harry, these 4 blocks here must be worth £8. Okay, now to get the value of one of these 4 blocks, okay, we can do the total, which is £8, and you can divide it by 4. And if you do 8 divided by 4, okay, that's going to tell you that each of those blocks is going to be worth £2. Okay, so just again, right, Ed receives £8 more than Harry. Well, the 4 parts more that Ed has got compared to Harry must be worth the £8. And there's 4 blocks, so you can do 8 divided by 4 gives you a value of £2 per block, which means that every single block must have a value of £2. So it's now saying, how much money does Harry have? Well, Harry's got 2 add 2 add 2, which is going to give you £6. Okay, so that answer there is going to give you 6 for Harry. Okay, there you go. You can see it on the screen there. Perfect. Now, to look at this and how much does Ed receive? Well, you've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, £14. Okay, and these are your answers. But again, when we do this in practice, we're not going to be drawing out all of these blocks. It's really useful initially to understand visually what is going on, but actually we're going to be probably using a numerical method in context. So the way that we do this in practice, we would say, well, we've got this ratio, and the difference between 7 and 3 is 4 parts. Okay, so you can see you've got the 4 parts here, like over here, and we're saying that that difference is worth £8. So we're trying to go from 4 up to 8, and to get from 4 to 8, you've got to multiply through by 2. Okay, and then do the same thing over here. So you can do 3 times 2 and 7 times 2, which gives you 6 and 14. So there you go. You've got 2 add 2 add 2, which is 6, and you've got all of those 2's added together, which gives you 14. So this time, this is not the total kind of column, it is the difference column. So the difference between 7 take away 3 gives you 4. And there you go. You can see that Harry is £6 and Ed gets £14. Okay, so hopefully that gave you a good visual understanding of what goes on when you have the difference, or like you've got more. More means there's like a difference going on there. So now let's look at some questions. A couple of just one my turn, your turn, and that's going to be it for this video. So you've got a block contains red blocks and blue blocks in a ratio of 2 to 9. So let's go and make a note of this. So you've got red blocks to blue blocks, and the ratio is 2 to 9. And there are 14 more blue blocks than there are red blocks. Well, first of all, in this ratio here, there is a difference. Okay, there is a difference, which we can make a note of. Let's go and make it over here, a difference. Now, 9 take away 2 is going to give you a difference of 7. And that difference of 7 is worth 14. Okay, so we're going from 7 up to 14. So we're sharing the 14 more blue blocks between the 7. So to get from 7 to 14, you've got to be upscaling, you've got to be timesing through by 2, timesing up by 2, and you do the same thing with these numbers over here. You're timesing through by 2. So you're doing 2 times 2 is going to give you 4, and then 9 times 2 is going to give you 18. So how many red blocks are there? Well, you can see red is going to be this number down here, so 4 is going to be that answer. So how many blocks are there in total? It's going to be 4 add 18. Okay, so 4 add 18, which gives you 22. So 22 in total. Notice these don't add up to make this number this time, because here we're looking at the difference, which is important. Okay, again, if you need to kind of get some understanding of what's going on there, you've got this is really useful in helping us understand what is going on. Okay, and actually what we can do if we want to is we could, just to show you what's going on in context here, right, we're going to write it like this. We've got red and blue. If we draw it out in terms of the counters again, so we've got red's got 2, so 1 and then 2, and blue's got 9, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're saying there are 14 more blue blocks than red blocks, so we're saying that this difference, okay, from here down to here is worth 14. Okay, and you can see you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You've got 7 parts there. The difference is 7. So you're sharing 14 more blue than 7. Hence you've got the 14 divided by 7, which gives you that 2. Okay, so you're saying that each of these is worth 2. So 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 and 2. And you can see clearly, right, red, you've got 2 and 2, which is 4. And if you add all of these 2's here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, you get 18 there. So that's the visual representation of what is going on for this question. Okay, and let's now look at your turn. So you can now pause the video when I get the question up, and you can try this one up here. So the ratio of Bilal's age to Anita's age is 10 to 7. Bilal is 21 years older than Anita. How old is Anita? How old is Bilal? So let's pause the video, give that one a go, and I'll go through it now. So let's make a note of this. So Bilal is over here. B to Anita. The ratio is 10 to 7. Okay, right. And Bilal is 21 years older than Anita. So we're looking at a difference one here. So we can say that the difference here, let's make a note of it over here. The difference first of all between 10 and 7 is 3, and we're going to 21 years because Bilal is 21 years older than Anita, so we want to go from 3 up to 21. Okay, now to get from 3 to 21, we can times up through by a 7, and do the same thing over here. We can times through by a 7, and say we've got, well, 10 times 7 is going to give you 70. And 7 times 7 is going to give you 49. Okay, so you can see that, well, first of all, actually, right, I didn't mention this before. You can see, right, Bilal is 21 years older than Anita. You can see the difference here between 70 and 49 is 21. Okay, so that makes sense. And similarly over here, right, there were 14 more blue box. Well, 18 take away 4 gives you that 14. So it makes sense in the question, which is good. Anyway, the question is saying, how old is Anita? You can see Anita is equal to 49. So that's your answer. And Bilal is equal to 70. So let's go and put in those answers, and then we're going to be finished. So Anita is 49 years old, and Bilal is 70 years old. And there we go. So these are your answers. Let's go and highlight them all on the board. So just one thing I didn't make probably clear enough initially was, right, you can see you've got 14 more blue box on the first one. 18 take away 4, that difference gives you the 14. And similarly, 21 years here, difference, 70 take away 49, gives you that 21. Okay, thank you for watching.